Are there things that we do as marketers? Are there things that you do as a marketer that are kind of questionable, on the edge of, is it ethically appropriate for you to do it? You know, there's been a lot of people that have said marketers ruin everything, and we hear this all the time on the social platforms. You know, once the marketers come out on the social platforms, they start doing all sorts of things that a lot of people don't like, and then all of a sudden they ruin the experience for everyone, right? When I first started this video campaign, I created a real transparent video about my concerns that I was facing inside my head, what I called imposter syndrome. I was very transparent. I was not making it up. But surprisingly, I had some of my friends who know me from the marketing community challenge me privately and say, is this just a marketing stunt? Is this just a marketing gimmick? And if you've known me for a long time, you know that I do not try intentionally to lie or make mistakes or do any of the kind of things that other marketers try to do. It's just not how I roll. So I was made aware over the last year that there are some techniques that a lot of marketers employ, and I want to let you know what they are. I want to let you know why they work, and I want to let you know what I think about them. So the techniques that I have learned about are intentionally lying in your marketing. Now, you're going to know what I'm going to talk about right now. These emails that you get sometimes in your email marketing campaigns that you're part of in a sequence that say, oops, we made a mistake. I'm here to tell you that a lot of those oops emails are legitimately prefabricated in advance because for whatever reason, someone tested and those emails got lots of opens. That's an example of it. You probably see it all the time. I'm not here to say that these oops emails occasionally aren't real, but I am here to tell you that most marketers know that this is kind of a technique. Now, the part where it gets a little squirrely and a little iffy in my mind is what I'm about to share with you next. There are marketers who will intentionally make mistakes in their social posts, intentionally make mistakes to try to trigger people. These kinds of mistakes might include falsely attributing a famous quote to someone other than the person who originally made the quote, or it might be intentionally making typos in their posts to try to quote unquote spur social engagement. I will tell you that I am dyslexic. I make mistakes all the time, and they're never ever intentional. I try really hard to proof my own work. There's going to be words that I even say in these videos that are going to be flat out wrong, but in my head, they sounded completely right. I'm not talking about that kind of mistake. I'm talking about someone intentionally doing something to get people to react to that something. And the reason they do this is because they want to get people to comment inside of the thread, if you will, and get the algorithm going nuts. I was accused of doing this relatively recently when I wrote, blogging is dying, writing is not dead. I will tell you, when I did that, that was not a mistake. I intentionally believe that blogging as we know it is on its way out. The old-fashioned blogging where you hope for Google search traffic, and I explained my case. That created a lot of fascinating feedback from a lot of people. That was not an intentional mistake that I made. That was an intentional statement that I made. But I believe that as a marketer, if you choose to intentionally post something and falsely attribute it to someone else, or you intentionally misspell words to try to get people riled up in your social posts, that I don't respect you. I'm just going to say it. I don't think that's good marketing. I think if you're ethically not challenged by that, maybe you got to search your soul. Why would you as a marketer intentionally do something that you know is incorrect just to try to get people triggered to create engagement and responses? I just feel like that's not good marketing. And I'm here to put a stake in the ground and to stand against it because I think it's ridiculous. Now, I know some of you that are watching this love doing these kind of things because quote unquote it works, or you adopt this phrase, the end justifies the means, which is a Machiavellian phrase that I don't buy either. I would much rather see when you make a mistake unintentionally that you correct it in the comment section, or you just let it ride if it's a stupid little mistake. We've made mistakes where we've accidentally sent emails with the wrong links in them. We just resend the email with the right link in it, and sometimes we'll put a little editor's note in there that says, unfortunately, we sent the wrong link. I really am bothered by people teaching other people that this is a marketing strategy. This is a marketing technique that works. I'm here to tell you it may indeed work for some people. But you know what it does for everyone else? Everyone who's got half a brain who knows what you're doing is it takes your respect and it brings it a couple notches down. It makes us look at you as one of those kind of marketers that are out there ruining it for the rest of the marketers who are trying to do it right. Now you can tell probably that I'm a little worked up by this. My voice is also a little bit deeper because I'm fighting a little bit of a cold. Now, I'm here to tell you, I believe that we as marketers are to create content that hopefully gets people excited about whatever the solution is we're going to do. But I don't think we should go to the extent of intentionally lying. I feel like that's a line that I try never to cross. I really do. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. Am I nuts? Should we stand up against this kind of marketing? My name is Michael Stelzner. I'm the founder and CEO of Social Media Examiner. Thank you so much for listening to my rant today. Catch you next time.